Let's start with question number 9. Sorry, question number 8. Question number 8 you have to solve before going to exam. Miss Chaya transfer vacant site to Miss Daima for rupees 4,25,000. The stamp duty valuation authority fixed the value of vacant site for stamp duty purpose at rupees 6 lakhs. You have to take section 50C over here and take the higher value for stamp duty for full value of consideration. The total income of Chaya and Daima before considering the transfer of vacant site are rupees 50,000 and rupees 2,05,000 respectively. The index cost of acquisition for Miss Chaya in respect of the vacant site is rupees 4 lakh computed. So your index cost of acquisition is already computed to you all, so you don't need to calculate it by the cost of inflation. Okay. So better don't do that, it would be a mistake. You should know, you should be cautious. If they have said it is already computed, you don't recompute it. Okay. Determine the total income of both Miss Chaya and Miss Daima taking into consideration above said transaction. So before turning the page, let me discuss the implication of this sum. Under the Miss Chaya is the transferor, so for Miss Chaya capital gain will be chargeable. So 6 lakhs will be chargeable less no transfer expenses. It will be like this. See, 6 lakhs minus no transfer expenses 0 less 4 lakhs index cost of acquisition, 2 lakhs capital gain plus income from other sources for Miss Chaya is rupees 50,000. So total income of Miss Chaya is 2,50,000. Okay, and for Miss Daima. Miss Daima's income from other sources under section 56(2) will be, if you remember, the transfer expenses less stamp duty valuation less transfer expenses will be the amount of income from other sources under section 56(2) under the head income from other sources. If you remember, wait, I'll remove that section and I'll show you once. Stamp duty valuation less consideration paid. Consideration paid can be also taken as transfer expenses. So income from other sources will be 6 lakhs less 4,25,000. So 1,75,000 from income from other sources and 2,05,000 from income from other sources only, plus 2,05,000. So total income of Miss Daima is 3,80,000. So let's see how they have solved. Let's see the presentation. They have done it in a one particular box only by making 2 columns. You have to also do it in a similar manner. Capital gain is calculated. Long-term capital gain. It is long-term capital gain only, I guess. If it is not given the date, then please assume as it is long-term capital gain. Please write in your notes it has been assumed as long-term capital gain. Income from other sources, difference between stamp duty valuation and sales consideration of the immovable property, taxable under section 56 subsection 2. You don't need to write so much. Write income from other sources, differential amount, that's it. Differential amount under section 56(2) and write 1,75,000. Other income computed 2,05,000 and that's it. The entire sum has been over. So this much, it is simple. You don't need to solve question number 9. I mean, you should solve the entire 40 sums at least 1 week before the exams. Not before that. 1 week before the exam, you should do the entire chapter. But before going to exam, you don't solve the question number 9. Question number 9 is very simple. So if you don't solve before going to exam, it's okay. Now let's go with question number 11. Question number 11 is about slum sale, I guess. Slum sale. Section 50B. It is about section 50B. So let's move. Mr. A is a proprietor of Akash Enterprise having 2 units. He transferred on 1/4/2015 his unit 1 by way of slum sale. The question is already given you slum sale. The examiner is good enough. For a total consideration of rupees 25 lakhs, unit 1 was started in the year 2004 and 5, that is, it is a long term capital asset. If you know the format I have given you, you should follow the format: period of holding, assessor's name, and then whatever is necessary you can write before starting the sum. The expenses incurred for the transfer were rupees T8,000. It is transfer expenses. His balance sheet are as follows. I have given you the slum sale format, how to solve the slum sale. So let's see. Slum sales format was fair value of consideration less transfer expenses comes net consideration less net worth of undertaking, then long term capital gain or short term capital gain. In our case, it is long term capital gain. Net worth of undertaking is book value of non depreciable asset plus WDV of depreciable asset less book value of outside liabilities, net worth. So let's calculate this first. Net worth. Building, we have to take only unit 1. We have to consider only unit 1. Building 12 lakhs, machinery 3 lakhs, debtors 1 lakh, other asset 1,50,000. We have to take only bank loan and total creditors from the liabilities, nothing more than that, because revaluation reserve is a reserve can't be taken. Only liabilities can be taken, that is bank loan and trade creditors. Other information, we are just reading the question, we are overviewing the question first. Revalue reserve is created by revising upward the value of building of unit 1. So it's just an information, nothing much. Ignore it, right? Ignore. No individual value of any asset is considered in transfer deed. Ignore, it is just an information. Other assets of unit 1 include other assets of unit 1 include patents acquired on 1/7/2013. Be cautious about the date. For rupees 50,000 on which no depreciation has been charged. It is a common sense, if the asset, if it is an asset that is intangible asset, patent, it has to be depreciated, but it has not been depreciated. So only on rupees 50,000 depreciation will be charged at the rate of 25%. The rates are given in the PGPP head. When I will be teaching you PGPP, that time I will be giving you all the rates of the assets. So just now for timing, take intangible assets at the rate of 25% depreciation. You have to calculate the depreciation. Depreciation will be calculated as per the format of PGPP, more than 182 days and less than 182 days format. Now you all won't be understanding what I am talking, but as soon as I teach you PGPP, that is business and profession, thereafter specifically business and profession, in that depreciation when I will be teaching you all, after that you come again to this video and listen what I was trying to say. That time you will understand what I have said. So let's go ahead. You have to calculate the depreciation at the rate of as per PGPP. I'll be teaching you now, but you won't understand. It's okay if you understand. If you have studied PGPP earlier, then it's okay, then you'll understand. Definitely you'll understand. So sales value is 25,000. So in place of sales value, you write full value of consideration less transfer expenses. Follow a specific pattern, don't follow this pattern. Write 28,000. Net consideration comes to 24,72,000 and less net worth. Now let's start net worth. Building rupees 12 lakhs. What this question has said, revaluation reserve is created by revising upward the value of building of unit 1. Revaluation reserve for building of unit 1 3 lakhs. So less 3 lakhs from 12,000, since it has been revalued in the book. It has not been sold, it has been revalued in the book. So we have to show the net effect. The net effect, see, 12 lakhs minus 3 lakhs is 9 lakhs. So we'll take 9 lakhs over here. 9 lakhs. Machinery will take 3 lakhs. 3 lakhs as given in the question. 3 lakhs. Debtors rupees 1 lakhs will be taken as 1 lakh. Intangible asset, that is patent, I told you it will be calculated as per PGPP depreciation. So I'll be showing you down how to calculate it. I'll show this in the book, so don't worry. Please write it in your books when I'll be showing this. To other assets, if patents are 50,000, then other assets are 1 lakh. So 1 lakh other asset. Creditors 25% for unit 1. So calculate 25% on unit 1, 1,50,000. 1,50,000 into 25% comes to 37,500. And bank loan 70% for a unit 2 lakh. 70% of 2 lakh is 1,40,000. So 1,40,000. So total comes to here this much. Now let's calculate the depreciation. I'll show you the depreciation calculate. Please solve it in your books. Depreciation on patents. Wait, I'll move my book aside. Depreciation on patents. Asset purchased on 17 2013 for rupees 50,000 less depreciation at the rate of 25%. Since more than 180 days, full depreciation. So calculate depreciation. 50,000 into 25%, 1,500. WDV comes to less 50,000 comes to 37,500. This is for the period of the depreciation of this is for the period of 1/7/2013 to 31/3/2014. Please write it for your own convenience. Now let's calculate the depreciation at the rate of 25%. It is also more than 180 days. So full depreciation. $37,000 into 25%, 9,375 less equal to 28,125. So we have to calculate depreciation till the date the asset has been sold. So this is for the period of 1/4/2014 till 31/3/2015. So the period has come to an end. So the value, the WDV of the intangible asset, that is patent, is rupees 28 lakhs. Sorry, not 28,125. So yeah, it is also 28,125. The calculation is also given over here, but precise calculation is this what I have done. Please pause the video and copy this. I hope you all have copied this much. That is the PGPP format, because 25% rate comes from PGPP only. So the sums comes to an end. Please write the specific note. In this slum sale, there are few notes only. If you don't write notes also, that is more than enough. Just write the heading like this, what I have taught: SSA's name, age and period of holding. Since it is the unit, write Mr. Proprietor, Mr. A proprietor, then age. You don't need to write any age. Period of holding, you write long term capital gain, since it is more than 3 years. That's it. That's more than enough for this sum.